Coming up next, 1 month ago today, a nightmare struck an Ohio town. We traveled to the scene to see how the recovery is going, and to find out if there's any possible threat to our area.
Plus, remembering President Jimmy Carter's fishing trips to Central PA, we talk with a man who knows him well.
And girl power on the wrestling mat. The Centre County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Noah Georgoulis.
And I'm Morgan Bull. Thanks for joining us for the Centre County Report. Our top story, a March winter storm is moving into Pennsylvania right now, just as thousands of families and college students try to head out of town for spring break. Student meteorologist Brian Michigan is here with the latest information. Brian?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Certainly a high-impact weather day across Pennsylvania, which has prompted some winter weather advisories for many areas across Pennsylvania. You can see precipitation working its way in from the south and west, even some snowfall and mixed precipitation filtering in near Johnstown. That's all heading off into our area of Pennsylvania, starting off as snow, transitioning into more of a mix of rain and sleet. So if you're traveling on I-80 or 322, be sure to use caution on the roadways. We're going to transition into more of a heavy rain event as we head into the later evening hours of Friday. But as we get into early Saturday, we're going to start clearing out here in central Pennsylvania. And as we get into early Saturday morning, mainly going to be dealing with just some lake effect snow showers here in State College. So tomorrow, 42 degrees with the lingering showers and winds gusty at times upwards of 30 miles per hour.
Thanks, Brian. Another big story we're continuing to follow is the toxic train derailment cleanup in Ohio near the Pennsylvania border. It happened a month ago today. A Centre County Report news team traveled there this week to talk with people about their fears. Paloma Frount reports.
The cleanup goes on in East Palestine, Ohio, just a few miles from the Pennsylvania border. But as the focus shifts to responsibility and rail safety reforms, people in the area are still living a nightmare, and I saw it firsthand. In a small town in Ohio near the Pennsylvania border, people's lives were quickly thrown off course by what may be one of the worst ecological disasters in America.
We're not used to that here.
This is mass murder of a town.
A Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed, prompting a fire that created a smoke cloud over the town of East Palestine.
It's been kind of scary around here.
It was really scary.
According to the NTSB, 38 cars derailed, carrying over 115,000 gallons of vinyl chloride. The EPA classifies it as a human carcinogen.
When you come in town, it feels like a knife starts going through the back of your neck into your eyes.
I have not had, sore throats or rashes or anything like that.
Bruno says he took a sample of water from the creek 3 days after the derailment.
You'll get a chance to smell what it smells like.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It was a strong chemical odor. It has been nearly a month since the train derailment, and although the tracks are back in use, as you can see behind me, crews are still working hard to clean up the wreckage. The Secretary of Transportation, former President Donald Trump, and environmental activist Aaron Brockovich have come. Others have not.
There was not a request for me to go out.
The government's going to have to step in.
Every time I feel dizzy, every time I get lethargic, I'm mad.
We're hoping that we're being told the truth.
With Ohio residents feeling this way, what does this mean for Centre County? We asked Dr. Nisi, Associate Head for Meteorology at Penn State.
East Palestine is about 140 miles from State College. That's too long a distance.
And as for Ohio, one thing remains clear.
And these people are tight-knit.
We will rise together.
Just yesterday, the EPA ordered Norfolk Southern, the rail operator, to begin testing for dioxins. Those are toxic compounds that can stay in the environment for long periods of time.
One recent concern after that spill is about water bottled not far from the crash site. Acadia Spring Water is sourced about 20 minutes from where the chemical spill happened. Store chains that sell the water, including Giant Eagle and Martin's, have pulled gallon-sized bottles from their shelves. If the sell-by date is before February 3rd, you are fine, but if it's after, you can get a refund. Giant Eagle says the water is being tested and there's no indication it's affected, but they don't want to take any chances.
An eastern Pennsylvania man is accused of packing explosive materials in a suitcase he checked for an airline flight to Florida. Federal authorities say Mark Muffley admitted to packing the material, then taking off from the Lehigh Valley Airport when he feared being arrested. He had checked in for an Allegiant Air flight from Allentown to Orlando. Victims of child sex abuse would now be able to sue over outdated claims under legislation passed by the Pennsylvania House. Lawmakers in Harrisburg say the bills would temporarily waive the statute of limitations for sex abuse crimes, but it's unclear if the state Senate will take up the bills.
A spokesman for Pennsylvania U.S. Senator John Fetterman says he's on a path to recovery. Fetterman checked himself into a hospital for depression. He's getting treatment at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center and is expected to still be away from the Senate for several more weeks.
Former President Jimmy Carter remains in hospice care today, and his niece told Fox News she believes he still has some time left. Carter is 98 years old. The Georgia native had a special connection to central Pennsylvania. Aiden Torok shows you why.
As president, Carter was a conservationist that created the United States Department of Energy. The legacy Jimmy Carter leaves behind is a man that loved nature and did whatever he could to protect it.
Once Carter left office, he would visit this very farm. He would come up to this very creek twice a year.
He would come up for the annual green drake hatch, which is used as bait for trout and for the birthday of his friend, Wayne Harpster. In one of his memoirs, Carter described Wayne as, quote, one of the best trout fishermen I know, end quote. Harpster, a man that has lived on his family farm his entire life, never expected this unlikely friendship.
Hey, Harpster, he said, the President of the United States wants to talk to you. Well, I thought he was just joking.
Carter started coming to Evergreen Farms as an escape during his presidency. However, Carter and Harpster enjoy each other's company, and Carter later decided to make this trip up to Spruce Creek an annual tradition. Carter reciprocated Harpster's hospitality by inviting the Harpsters to the White House and even took Wayne on a trip to China. The friendship has lasted 44 years.
I thought he was a man of very high integrity. And like I said earlier when I was talking to you, when he said something or invited me to do something, that's the way it was. It never was a wishy-washy thing. And we went on trips all over the world together.
Their friendship is immortalized after the Carters helped with the construction of the Harpster Bridge on Evergreen Farms. After decades of fly fishing and sharing cigars together, the two still keep in touch to this day. For Center County Report, I'm Aiden Torok.
Carter has lived longer than any other U.S. president.
Still to come on the Center County Report, we checked the 7-day forecast, and I really hope that spring weather's on the way.
Plus, the fight over Pennsylvania school funding. Also coming up, meet a state college woman who's making a national name for herself in the distilling business.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
A state judge has left it up to Pennsylvania's governor, lawmakers, and school districts to address school funding. The judge ruled last month the system underfunds poor districts so much that it violates the state constitution. State College School District Board President Jackie Huff organized a rally last week to celebrate the ruling. On the steps of the Centre County Courthouse, there were speeches from local lawmakers and advocates who will now work toward a solution.
And simply because the judge was not able to prescribe a solution, right? This is not the time to sit down, right? In the advocacy world, this is time for us to stand up and push those lawmakers to make sure that they are held accountable to read this ruling and to implement solutions that will adhere to the ruling.
Pennsylvania's budget cycle starts on July 1st, and Huff said the funding for public education needs to increase dramatically. An appeal to the judge's ruling is still possible.
After shutting down in December for the winter, construction season is back in State College. The Atherton Street project resumed this week on South Atherton between West College and Beaver Avenues. The work being done is in preparation for a water line installation that'll begin soon. The overall Atherton project is expected to last until fall 2024.
A State College casino project faces a new challenge, this time from a competitor. The casino is proposed for the Nittany Mall, but Stadium Casino has filed a petition for review, asking the SC Gaming's license to revoke their appeal in College Township. The company argues founder Ira Lubert formed an investment group with members that were ineligible to bid on the casino by law.
As the primary election in May approaches, Centre County is taking new steps to get ready. The County Board of Commissioners has approved spending $28,000 on a contract with Election IQ LLC. They'll provide custom software for poll workers and inventory management on Election Day. Although no wholesale changes will happen on the day, the software will help with training new poll workers and tracking where equipment is.
Student meteorologist Brian Michigan here with a look at that Centre County report forecast. You can see the cloudy skies blanketing over Beaver Stadium right now. That's all thanks to the storm system that's going to be moving its way in over the next 24 hours. Currently temperature 39 degrees, a little bit of a breeze coming in at 9 miles per hour from the east, making things feel a little bit chillier at 33 for your feels like. Temperatures across Pennsylvania, upper 30s to lower 40s, especially as you head towards the south and east. And as we take a look at our satellite and radar, you can see this big expanse of precipitation moving its way north and eastward. You can even see some snow showers mixing in to the higher elevations off near Johnstown. Now, that's all going to be moving its way into our region quite shortly in the next couple of hours, but you can see this low pressure swirl near the St. Louis area, and this big mass of precipitation again going to be moving its way into our area. Now for temperatures, as we get into the overnight hours, dipping down to near the freezing point for around the 9:30 time frame, but as we head throughout the overnight hours, that's where temperatures are actually going to be rising through those early morning times, near 40 degrees as you wake up at 7 a.m. on your Saturday. Now as we get into Saturday later morning and into the afternoon, temperatures remain hovering around that 40-degree mark. But as for precipitation, we're going to be starting out as snow, transitioning into more of a sleet and rain mix for this afternoon. So if you're traveling on I-80 or 322, you're going to need to stay cautious as roads could be slick out there. Now, as we head into the Friday later in the evening, we're going to see some heavier pockets of rain moving through central Pennsylvania and especially off towards our east near Harrisburg. So if you're traveling down there, be aware of the heavy rain showers. However, as we get into the early morning hours of Saturday, we're going to start to dry out here in Centre County. Maybe a few lake effect snow showers linger on the backside of our system, but otherwise we're going to be dealing with mainly cloudy skies for the rest of the day for your Saturday. Now, as a result of the winter precipitation, we have winter weather advisories posted for our north and northeast, and even some high wind warnings off to the Ridge and Valley regions off near Johnstown. But for today, high temperature of 39, we're going to deal with that wintry mix and be sure to stay cautious on the roadways with some of those slick conditions. Gusts of wind up to 25 miles per hour, only increasing for tonight upwards of 30 miles per hour, and temperatures down near the freezing mark. Now, as we get into tomorrow, temperatures around 42 degrees. We're going to be dealing with those AM lingering showers, winds coming in from the west at 15 to 20 and gusts upwards of 30. So it's going to be a breezy one as we head into your 7-day forecast with the snow showers moving off and mixed with the mixed precipitation. We're luckily going to be drying out as we head into the Sunday and Monday time frame with temperatures back into the 50s.
Thanks, Brian. I really hope there's not too many weather delays with spring break this week.
Yeah, you gotta hope that travel's not impacted, and also the sports scene could be impacted by the weather. And with the sports, let's send it over to AJ.
Well, thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, Penn State hockey hopes to make a run in the Big Ten tournament this weekend. We'll hear from the coach. Also coming up, it's the off-season for football, but that doesn't mean the Nittany Lions aren't busy. We'll take you out to Max Out Day.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing. Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm AJ Sisson with sports. It's conference championship time for some Penn State teams. Men's hockey's in Columbus tonight to face Ohio State in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. This is the second straight year these two teams will meet on this stage. Last year, Penn State was able to win the 3-game series and advance. The two games split their 4 regular season matchups this season.
We're an excellent team. We deserve exactly where we are in the pairwise, and I think there should be a lot of reasons for us to feel that we absolutely can go on the road and win. I mean, only one Big Ten team has ever done it, and I know that's alluding to last year, but we have a lot of reasons to know that we're a dangerous team.
Goes into the postseason at number 8 in the pairwise rankings, 1 spot above Ohio State. And Penn State women's hockey plays in the CHA championship game tomorrow at home. To basketball now, the Lady Lions conference tournament run is over. They lost a heartbreaker to Michigan yesterday by 2 points in their second round game. As for the men, their last regular season game is Sunday at the BJC. They play number 21 Maryland. The Lions are coming off a big overtime win at Northwestern on Wednesday. It's also hard to believe, but football spring practice is just a few weeks away. This week, the team invited media for the annual Max Out weightlifting session. Dugan Lloyd shows you how it went.
Football is a game of grit, strength, and flat-out willpower. Yesterday, James Franklin's crew put that to the test. In their annual weight room max-out session, players tested out their squat numbers in the Latch football building. The team sees its individual results as a reflection of the work and progress that they've made this offseason.
Well, I mean, Chop he's freaky in nature. He's another one. He's thrived in our system. You know, his twitch, his suddenness, his ability to just change directions.
We saw over 40 guys step up to the iron today at Penn State football's max-out session. One of the big standouts being Chop Robinson on the defensive line, squatting 495 pounds for multiple reps. To put that in perspective, that's equivalent to 10 of these very heavy 45-pound plates loaded onto the bar, which he pumped out for multiple reps, something no average human could replicate. Aside from returning players, this marked an opportunity for new grad transfers from other schools to display their development from the past few months.
Storm has been phenomenal. I mean, he's a He's a perfect example of how you should conduct your business when you show up on campus as a grad transfer. He's just put his head down, he's worked, he's been one of the most consistent guys in the program day in and day out.
In University Park, I'm Dugan Lloyd for the Center County Report.
Spring practice begins March 14th and the annual Blue-White game is on April 15th. To high school sports now, the State College boys basketball team is waiting for its next matchup. One thing they do know, it'll be in Hershey. The team captured the District 6 title last week, taking down Altoona for the third time this season. Junior Isaac Dye led with 24 points alongside guard and Penn State signee Braden Shrewsbury, who pitched in 14 of his own. They're now waiting for the other districts to finish before the state bracket is revealed. And State High might be getting a new team soon, girls wrestling. Natalie Calzatoni has the details.
Pennsylvania is a wrestling hotspot, from the national champion Nittany Lions to successful high school teams. But this male-dominated sport now has more female competition. State College Area High School is considering the launch of a girls wrestling team next season.
Throughout the state, girls wrestling has really exploded. It has become the fastest growing sport in Pennsylvania. So we're excited to be part of that group.
Statistics show Pennsylvania high school wrestling has seen a 200% increase in girls participating. In our area, Bald Eagle has a girls team, and Phillipsburg Osceola just approved one.
One of the biggest, I would say, deterrents from me joining earlier on was because it was all men. And just the idea of like, okay, well, we don't expect women to wrestle, we don't expect women to be in contact sports generally. To kind of put yourself in a position where you are in a contact sport with predominantly men, it's a little nerve-wracking.
I spoke to another athletic director who started their program this past year, and he said that they had maybe just a handful of girls on the team, but as soon as they announced they're having an independent team, he said that they came out of the woodwork.
While there are a handful of girls that are interested in joining the wrestling team, there's only one girl competing on the boys' team here at State High. Her father, Matt Lackey, hopes that more girls will turn out to join.
So wrestling isn't never a one-time thing. There's always lessons that stick with everyone for decades to come. So I encourage all the parents out there to give the option to your daughters when it's available.
In State College, I'm Natalie Calzatoni for the Center County Report.
The proposal still needs budget approval from the State College School Board. Well, Penn State wrestling alum Bo Nickel will make his long-awaited UFC debut tomorrow. He'll face Jamie Pickett in Las Vegas at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Nickel won 3 NCAA titles while wrestling at Penn State. He remains unbeaten in his MMA career. And Penn State's boxing team is celebrating 100 years of history. The program reigned supreme from 1923 until 1954, when boxing was removed from varsity athletics. The NCAA discontinued the sport in 1961, but as part of the National Collegiate Boxing Association, Penn State has placed itself once again among the nation's best, one knockout at a time. The team will travel to Bristol, Connecticut next week for the East Regionals, hopeful for the national tournament in April. Well, that's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the anchor desk.
Thanks, AJ. All I have to say is I don't think I'd be very good on a mixed martial arts sport, that's for sure.
Me too, but I'm also really excited to watch Bo Nickel tomorrow. Coming up next, a local distiller in State College is getting her moment of fame on national TV. You'll meet her after the break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front lines
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
Have you ever heard of Moonshine University in Kentucky? Well, one of its graduates has been honing her craft in State College. Reporter AJ Sisson shines light on her opportunity to showcase her skills to a national audience.
This is something that I never thought that I would be doing, is going on a show and competing against others.
Erica Unruh is Barrel 21's head distiller and is going to be competing on Discovery Channel's show, Moonshiners Master Distiller.
I love my job and what I do. I enjoy what I get to do every day, and I'm so appreciative of the opportunity to go on TV and do that.
Well, to make Barrel 21 specific whitetail bourbon, seeds like corn, rye, and malted grains will come into this masher for about 4 hours before being moved into the fermenter, where it sits here for about a week before being transferred into the still, where it'll drip out for up to 2.5 days. However, it looks a little clear now, but it'll be proofed down to 110 before it'll be put into a barrel for a minimum of 2 years. Will end up in a bottle like this. But this is only a small example of the work that Erica will display on the show. The show features one professional distiller and 2 moonshiners who compete for the final title of Master Distiller. As part of the challenge, contestants bring their own ingredients and build their own still.
That's the hardest part for us professionals, because we don't build moonshine stills.
Unruh's been at Barrel 21 for 2 years and is involved in everything from fermenting seeds to bottling and packaging spirits. She's also Center County's first female head distiller.
And I think especially as a female, we often have to prove ourselves more and work harder than male counterparts. So I think it's just proving that, we can do this too, and it was just a great experience.
Reporting in State College, I'm AJ Sisson for the Center County Report.
The air date of her show is not yet known, but Unruh says it'll be in April or early May.
That's all for today's newscast.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news and watch our stories on our Center County Report social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great weekend.
This is a moment. There's a whole wide world out there.
This is a battlefield.
The river is the most important part of nature.
Humans have never done this before.
So many senses have come alive. We go with what the environment gives us. We are supposed to protect it.
It's a real drama, and it's unfolding right in front of you.
This will show us so many things that we just haven't seen.
Change is coming.
Start a new adventure as big as you imagine.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.